Hello YouTube, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker. I don't actually know if I need to wear these headphones now, so let's take those off, and so I look a little less on the stupid side. Now this is something that's all new and different. I'm using a completely different setup to usual, so you'll have to let me know if it's all working, if it's all fine and dandy. It looks as though it's all working on my side of the screen. I think we've got the feed going, we've got everything happening. I think I'm not entirely sure what the delay is going to be like. I imagine it's going to be pretty damn monstrous, but we'll see how we get on with this one, shall we? Okay, so thank you very much everybody that's come in and joined up. Hopefully let me know, but the sound should be very, very good. Obviously I'm using my my little shotgun microphone instead of my normal Blue Yeti, and at the same time I'm also using a whole different streaming software. You should be able to see your chat going on, and we should be pretty clear. In theory we should be pretty clear, and I think, looking at my monitor there, I think we are. So hopefully you're all fine and dandy. Now, the one thing that I have noticed when I've been trying these out is occasionally there can be a little bit of a delay with the sound sometimes, and sometimes I think if you refresh it or at least drop it down, because I think I'm streaming in 1080 at the moment, possibly, then I think it's going to be one of those things where if you drop it down to 720, then it should be much better in theory. But there we go. This is all good fun, and I am pooping myself, but I'm just going to get prepared a little bit here. You'd think I would have done that before now, but you don't come here for professionalism, do you? So what we've got going on today is going to be the review for the Conspiracy RDA, which is something that I don't think I was going to review it. I didn't really have any plans to review it, and I will tell you why as we go on. But yeah, I wasn't super excited about the idea because it didn't really seem to be anything different. However, through using it quite a bit for a little while, then I've actually found it to be pretty darn reasonable. So because of that, I thought that that would be a great start to this little test. Now, it's obviously going to mean that I'm going to have to build in a video, and there's no cutting and no pasting and no cheating. So I'm shitting it. It could go horribly wrong. But there we go. So anyway, thank you ever so much for everyone coming in and joining us there. I do appreciate it. I haven't said hello to anybody in chat yet, and I do apologise for that. I will sort of say hello going on. Now, someone's mentioned about the chat on the left. Hopefully you can see people's comments. Now, obviously, if you're looking at this on a phone or something like that, it's probably going to be a little bit harder to read the comments. But if you're looking at it on a larger screen like a computer or something like that, you should be able to see them. But this was something that Mr. Todd inspired. I'm not going to lie. I kind of helped him with the. Well, I say I helped him. I didn't help him at all. But I told him that he had to be getting into OBS and what have you, which is the software I'm using today, and he managed to suss out the chat side of things. And I think it's pretty cool that you guys can see what's going on and how that's moving as well. Now, I know it interrupts the screen a little bit, so kind of like from here that way, this is all kind of, in the way, I think. But what we'll do is we'll see if we can mess around with the font size and all that sort of stuff another time, once I can get back on these things. So yeah, hopefully we'll all be good. Now, I noticed that we've got some people from South Africa. Rafik is in from South Africa. Zalkil, can't say your name, I'm sorry. But hello, Malaysia. Thank you very much for joining us. This isn't Louis Guitarez. That's as close as I can go with the shout out, I'm afraid. Can't pronounce your name. I'm fucking terrible. But yeah, this isn't a live vlog. This is supposed to be a review. So it's just one of those things that I will, when I go down into the up close section, because we've got that happening, then I won't be able to be looking at the chat, because I'm going to be making sure that I'm actually under the camera. I'm certainly going to be doing my level best to be anyway. So hopefully we can get going on. So yeah, Let's get stuck into this bad boy, shall we? And we'll see how far we get. So today is going to be the Conspiracy RDA. It's all broken down at the minute. Normally I show you it up front, but that can't clearly happen. So it's all broken down, ready to show you. Let's get stuck into it then, shall we? Hey, what? Come on then. So here we go with the up close section. You should be able to see my little handy pandies going on right there. And what we've got here is the box for the Conspiracy. There we go. Let's get in the middle of the screen, shall we? Now, I don't know if this is going to be better to put this on an autofocus thing or on the manual focus. We'll see what happens. Let's go with autofocus for a bit and see where we go. But yeah, I can't watch the chat on this, so I'd very, very much appreciate it if everyone's nice. That would be splendid. So this is how the Conspiracy rocks up anyway. It's in one of these tubes here, and there's a little bit of information going on the outside there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, whether that's going to come across clear enough, but you do have on the front here, you've got some links to social media and all of that sort of good business. And I think it was Fusion Vapor in the UK that sent this across to me. Now, when I did get this, one of the things that I was very miffed about, to be honest with you, is the fact that everything, I mean, we can see that we've got a couple of bags of spares going on there, but everything in this little picture here was all separate. So the entire RDA was in pieces. There was nothing attached at all. So you have to build your own RDA, which seemed just ridiculous. It seemed like a real kind of money saving bit that was a little bit unnecessary, to be honest with you. However, what this does mean is obviously you can put your own, you can either put your solid 510 in or the squonking one, and you've still got to make sure that all your insulators are in there and all that sort of stuff. Now, RDAs aren't particularly tough to put together, but obviously you do need to know what you've got going on. Now, in this bag of spares here, I might just tip out a couple of these bits and bobs. So we do have a bunch of the spare post screws, which are nice. You're not going to be able to see those at all, are you? That's not going to be happening. Yeah, you've got a bunch of different post screws there, and you've got some flathead screws as well as grub screws, which is certainly a nice to have. Now, moving those to one side for a minute. This is the solid 510. Now we do have the I've got the squonking 510 fitted in there at the moment, and we do get a Allen key which fits the grub screws to sort out your how's your fathers. But doing this live is really tough. So yeah, that little puppy can go on there if you really want it to. Now then, when we look at the RDA itself, these are the three main sections. Now, obviously, we've got the drip tip there. We can take that bad boy out. But what we've got to play with here, I'm just making sure that this is the right drip tip. I'm pretty sure it is. So the deck that we've got to play with here is a silver plated deck. So it's very, very shiny. Probably going to throw my white balance all over the place. But yeah, there we go. It's a silver plated deck. You can see it's not postless because you do have these puppies going up there, but it does behave very much like a postless RDA. Now, one of the things that you can do is, as you know, if you watch my stuff quite a lot, is I tend to use these Allen keys rather than the supplied ones, just because it's easier on my little hands. And what this tells me is that these are 1.5mm Allen key holes. So if you're like me and you use something extra, these are nice big solid Allen keys that you can really get in there. So I think that's a positive without a doubt. Now, you've got the two O-rings going on the sides there, which do certainly help when you over squonk or over drip. And then underneath, I'm not entirely sure. Let me see if I can zoom in or if it'll go horribly, horribly wrong. It may go horribly, horribly wrong, but let's see what we can do. You might be able to see what's going on there. Now then, fingers crossed that might be clear enough, but basically you've got a bunch of information there. It's got Conspiracy on the bottom there, and you can see that I do have the squonk pin attached. Now, what I will be doing is I will be just showing you how to disassemble that squonk pin. Now, this is also the 1.5mm going on here, so I can take that out easily. pop that out. You've got an insulator on the end of your or on the pin there. Now don't lose that insulator because you do not get a second one. So that means that you know, if you do lose that or break it or fuck it up, stand on it, dog eat it or whatever else, when you're changing out from the solid 510 to the squonk 510, then you know, you are fairly screwed. So make sure that doesn't happen. Now the only other thing to be aware of is obviously you've got an insulator that goes under the positive post, and that makes sure that that you're safe. I've not had any problems with these. You can see that this insulator has shown no signs of melting or doing anything dodgy, and that is something that I have been pushing quite hard since I've been using this RDA. Now I'm just going to stick that back together again. Now then, when it comes to the side barrel, not really a great deal to see there. You do have quite a funky little logo cricking over there. I don't think it's too offensive to the eye at all, and nothing else on the other side. Now the side airflow holes are nice, big, chunky airflow holes, and that's about it when it comes to it. You do have a little bit of a shelf going on here for where it sits on top of the deck. Now then, what you've got on the top cap here is you've got dual or single coil airflow, as you can see there. So you do have those options, and once they're in there, I've found this single O-ring to be tight for sure. But if you do lube it, then you can certainly move that around. Now then, when it comes to the drip tip, this one is the one that I believe came with it, which is just this big old, I'm pretty sure it was this one. I could be wrong, but I will double check on that one for the description. But yeah, this is the one that I've got going on at the moment. But that's about it. As far as the RDA goes, it's super, super simple. So, shall we see if I can fuck up putting a live build in? Shall we see if we can do that one? Let's make that a thing, shall we? Let's zoom out a little bit. Now then, let's get the old thingamajiggy going on there. We are going to be going, do I go squonking or do I go regular? Fuck it, let's go squonking. Make sure we're all open. I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to chat, but I will be doing that in a little while. Trust me on that one. Okay, so what we've got there is magnets underneath the fucking thing. Let's get some wires. I am using my 26 gauge dual core 316L with 38 gauge Canthal on the outside. Just take a couple of strips of that. This is super scary live, by the way. I hope you're all doing well out there. And I hope you all realise that I'm pooping my pants. Okay, so I'm going to cheat as I do most of the time, and I'm going to stick this on here like so. Give it a little bit of a start. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taking it all the way around. Take that out. Same with the other one. I should have some music in the background, really, shouldn't I? Just kind of like kicking over, so it's a little bit more exciting for you guys rather than seeing me just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way around. And the reason I'm going all the way around on this, if I can just get my pliers, which I did not have ready at all because I'm an idiot. Alrighty, so let's get this bad boy out now. There, stay under camera, Dean. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pull that one down. So what we've got going on there is a kind of an L shape going on. This is the one, this is the plane that I'm going to be using to fit into the RDA, and so I'm just going to get this leg here and bend it up just to make sure that both of those legs are running along the same plane, which hopefully you can see. Quickly do the same with the other one. I was going to do this in one of these kind of 5-minute how-to videos, just because some people still are unaware of things like this, and I find it just super easy when it comes to installing coils. Now then, so we've done that there. We've got both coils going on. So let's get the RDA, that's what it is. Now then, what we're going to do is get the legs the right length. So what you can do is always give this a bit of a measure. Where's that? Start hitting the camera, Dean. What are you doing? I'm going to see if that fits. No, it doesn't. I just wanted to give this a little bit of a measure and see what we're at lengthwise. So there we go. That's the kind of the length of the leg on the coils, if that gives you any help at all. So you've got a little bit of movement, not quite the same as the dead rabbit when it comes to having to be accurate when it gets your coil builds in there, but it does certainly give you an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these legs off. Am I under camera? I'm going to cut these legs off about here. Let's see how we get on there. There and there. And then I can stick that in the hole and see how we're looking. Now, wait, what's going on there? Look. Now then, pop that in the hole again. Now we're looking possibly a little bit on the high side there, but as always, it's then a case of trying to match it up and see where the airflow is likely to hit. Now there it's going to be under the coil, but still I think that coil is a little bit too high. So what we'll do is just take off a little bit more, and you really don't have to take off much at all to make quite the difference. That one there. Spread your legs. Go ahead, son. Right, we are in. So that's going to be coil number 1. Boom, 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 boom. And once I do get the coiling rod in here and stretching it up a little bit, that will kind of freak it out a little bit as well. Now, anyone got any ideas what I did with my second coil? Here we go, found it. Calm yourselves. I'll be right with you. Oh dear, just gonna eyeball the cutting on this one. I know you can't see what I'm doing. This is horribly unprofessional, but it's the same as what I was doing before. Now then, what we'll do then is get that one in there. And that one in there. Look at that, look. Bang on. Pretty much the same height. Back in professional, I tell you. Okay, so we'll tighten that bad boy up there. And there. Once we've got that going like so, we can then give this just a little bit. Let's go in a little bit tighter so you can see what I'm doing again. Good stuff. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to get these straightened up a wee bit, give them a little bit of a lift at the same time, and pull it ever so slightly out to the side, like so. So we are pretty much there now. Now obviously this is going to be something that's going to be entirely dependent on how you like to vape with regards to how close to the air holes you're going to get, but for me that should just about do the trick. Make sure that this one is up nice and snug, which it is. Giving it a little bit of a look. This is tough on camera. This is tough. I don't know how people live stream all the time. This is rough. Okay, so that should be good to go there. Now then, let's get them fired up. A little bit of heat on these bad boys. Da 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 do. Everyone enjoying their Thursday? Hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. Okay, we're nearly there. See, look at that, look. See, homemade coils, fire like a good one. Whoosh. I think, therefore, I am. Oh, nearly. Boom. That will do, I believe. Now then, what I'm going to do now is just cut some cotton. And I am going to have a little look at the chat while I'm doing this, because obviously the coils are going to need to calm down a little bit before I can get any cotton in there. So let's have a little look at the chat. What's going on? How are we all doing? Did someone ask me something and get all a little bit stressy? No. It's all good. So when it comes to the cotton, basically the amount I'm cottoning, the amount I'm cutting is, I don't know, just however you sort of freeball it, you know, eyeball it, freeball it. Is that drugs? No. But that is probably about the kind of the 10 mil, just under 10 mil in width. And once I've done that, I'm then going to just peel off the outer portions. I'm using Muji, by the way. I've managed to get hold of some more Muji recently. So, and once I've done that, in fact, what I'm going to do is just show you on this transition thing again, that at this point, once I've got my cotton like this, because they're still quite thick, and it's something that somebody asked me a little while ago about how do you judge how much cotton you need to stick in there. Really, all I'm going to do at this point is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a little bit of a stroke rather than a tickle on this one, and that just gets rid of a lot of the extra on the outside. It makes the cotton a little bit thinner, and that means that when I then give it a little bit of a roll, we can then get this in there, and that should be not far off. There we go. That should do the trick. Lovely. So just to reiterate, if you're unsure or you're new to doing this, taking that little bit off of the Muji, taking that little bit off of the Muji, giving it a little bit of a stroke, that way, bit of a roll, and then in we bloody well go. Oh, it looked like it was a bit shaky then. Maybe I've had too much caffeine. Right, so then all you've got to do is slice your wires off. You've got a little bit of height there, so at this point here you want to be checking that out and making sure that when you do bend this over, that it is actually going to reach the deck, because you're going to sometimes think that you need to cut off, you know, you don't need to cut off quite that much or whatever else, but you'll see there I'm only just touching the deck. So what I can do is I can actually go a little bit wider on there and go a little bit more cotton, like so, and that means that I can get this side, give it some of those apples. Now then, what are we going to do, ladies and gentlemen? We are gonna tickle the wick, motherfucker. Give it a hashtag tickle wick, hashtag tickle wick. I need a theme song. Any musicians out there, then feel free to write a hashtag tickle the wick song. Now then, let's get this bent under here with a little tiny screwdriver. Once again, try not to compress the fibers too much, making sure that those are separated. Try not to compress the fibers, but all I'm doing is I'm just giving it a little bit of a bend underneath. Where misses. Sorry if my big fat fingers are in the way of seeing what you're doing, or seeing what I'm doing even. But you can get, because I'm going to be squonking in this as well, I'm quite happy to get a nice large amount of cotton going on there. Obviously you want to make sure that you don't cover up the squonk hole in the middle. But generally, just needs a little bit of tidying, get some of that sort of errant stray stuff to one side, and we are pretty much there, I think. So a little bit of a tidy up, and boosh. I think that will pretty much do. Now then, let's get some juice on here. I'm going to be using the this No Frills Mills from vapingwatch.com vanilla bourbon custard, because it is rather nice, and I'm going to be putting it on a very funky box in a moment, so hopefully you'll like this. But let's get this going here, get some juice all over this bad boy. Now obviously, if this is a brand new RDA, if you've just bought it, then you want to make sure that you do get a little bit of juice around your O-rings, just to make sure that that we're all good to go, like so. Once that's in, I'm going to pop a little bit of juice just on the top cap there as well, just to make sure that we've got plenty, like so. Juice that bad boy right up, and then we can stick the top cap in there, pop the side airflow holes directly in front of the coils, and then you can just have a little look down the hole there and make sure that everything is exactly where you want it. So boom, that's that. Now let's go up top and stick it on a what's it called, on a mod. Should we do that? Right then, let's get this on a mod and see how it performs. Not just any old mod. We're not going to do just any old mod today. What we're going to do is, if you are following my Instagram, you will have seen this already. In fact, I think I'm going to pop a brand spanking new battery in here. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the new rig squonker. which is super exciting. I'm not going to show you the internals quite yet. I'm doing a lot of testing, and that does involve voltage drop tests and all that sort of good shit, as you would expect. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this Conspiracy RDA on top of here, and I'm going to turn this around because I need my logos at the front of the box, and I'm going to squonk it a little bit just to make sure all of the wicks are wet. But what we got here, how are we doing? Yeah, I think you're talking about the Vaping Watch people there. Very good too. I have been very impressed actually. This bourbon, no, is it the vanilla bourbon custard I just said? Vanilla bourbon custard. Yeah, I've been actually super impressed with this. I think it's worked really nicely. So yeah, it's a little bit different to what's normally out there, I think. Right, I think we're going to be in a position to nearly... Let's put a little bit more juice on there. It's going to take forever to wick up otherwise. Oh my God, Dean, the tease. Yes. I was quite happy when I got the rig squonker, as my Patreons will know, because I did do an unboxing for those guys. Right. Oh, got a little bit of wick just covering one of my coils. Just move that out of the way. Okay then, so what do we think of that then? Looks a bit sexy, doesn't it? What? Lovely. Anyway, so that is the 24mm silver decked stainless steel. Now I don't know what stainless steel the rest of it is made from, and that's the only thing. So I don't know if it's 304 or 317 or whatever else, or 316 or whatever. So I don't really have the answer to that one, but I do know that the deck is silver plated. Now then, someone's asking for a close-up of the mod. Well, I think that's about as good as you're gonna get for the time being. There you go. Look, do you want to see some of those apples? This has had quite a lot of use over the last couple of days. Now then, oh, I feel all like Casey Neistat. Oh. So let's have a little vape, shall we? This is a 2700 battery in here. So let's have a little go and see how we go. The airflow is pretty much wide open on one side. There we go. Should we dual coil it, seeing as we put two coils in and all? Right, let's go for that one. Okay, so that's going like a trooper. Now, I'm going to close that airflow down, because I've noticed that when it's fully open, it's not quiet. Even when it's closed down, it's not the quietest RDA. Now then, why have I decided to do this review? I've had this for a long time. Like I say, I didn't build it for ages just because I had put my parts on and like, well, you've got to build your own fucking RDA. And so I was sulking for a little while. And then I looked at the deck and I thought, well, that's nothing we haven't seen before. And then I looked at the general RDA and thought, well, this is nothing different. This is nothing that we haven't seen already, so why should I be interested in it? But it turns out that it's pretty easy to build. It vapes pretty well. It comes with a squonk pin, and the general construction of it is pretty darn reasonable. So the actual RDA itself is pretty damn good. Now mine came, I'm sure it was Fusion Haze that sent me mine. fusionhaze.co.uk, but they've got it currently for $49.95. Is it substantially different from what you already own enough to make that $49.95 even? Is it substantially different enough to make it worthwhile for you? Well, that's going to be down to you to decide that one. However, as far as an RDA goes, particularly if you don't have a Goon, or if you don't have a Crichton, or you don't have some of these other kind of RDAs, then I think it's certainly something that you could take a look at. To be honest with you, it vapes pretty damn well. You've got plenty of airflow. You've got a really good a pretty damn decent flavour on it. It's super easy to build. You've got the squonk pin with it, you've got the regular pin with it. It's a nice protruding 510, and so all in all, it's hard to find problems with, other than not being super original. So if you haven't got an RDA like this, it's absolutely something that you should contemplate putting your money towards. I got my words out, yay. Right then, so let's have a little look in the chat then finally. I'm terribly sorry for ignoring you all, but it is something that I hope you understand why I've had to do this, because I did want to do a review and it just happens to be live. And this is also going to mean that on days where when I'm particularly poorly and I can't do the normal kind of recording and editing and uploading and all that sort of good stuff, then I can still get content out, and it's just pushing out there as long as it looks good enough and sounds good enough. So we'll have to wait and see how we get on with that one. But let's have a little look. I'll go on here. Christopher Eggers says Conspiracy RDA versus CSMNT, Dead Rabbit in terms of flavour. I think, to be honest with you, I think they're all much of a muchness, to be honest. Where the CSMNT, I think, I have got that. I can't actually remember it, but I have got it. Where I think that this one works very well is you've got that extra height. So if you want your air to come in directly at the side of the coils, you can do that. If you want it to come in under the coils, you can do that. So you've got a little bit more placement options, possibly. However, this is obviously more expensive than the Dead Rabbit. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. They're all three of them are very, very good RDAs. Someone said the beard is magnificent. Thank you very much, Sherlock Holmes. Someone gave me shit about it the other day on one of the comments, because I've had some trimmed off it. It needs a bit of a tidy up, to be honest with you, but there you go. What is your favourite vaping watch flavour? I just found them, only had a couple so far. I like dessert and cream custard. To be honest, I've since I got them, I kind of put them up to it in my juice storage business, and I thought I'm going to let them steep for 2 or 3 weeks before I really get into them. However, I did try the vanilla bourbon very, very quickly, and I must admit I do really, really like it. So I'm waiting on a lot of them to steep out fully before I really get into them. I know it's not part of the review, but can we see inside the rig box just for a sec? No, you cannot. There you go. But I will show it to you soon. Trust me, I will. I promise. But no. Otherwise, any other questions going? I'm waiting for the drop RDA. Yeah, that looks like it's certainly going to be very, very interesting indeed. I know Brian's worked very, very hard on that one, so that should be very good. Am I going to be reviewing the Type R RDA from Edge Mods? I haven't heard of it, so I've got no plans to review it at the moment. So yeah, that's hopefully that answers that question. The iJoy Capo Squonk, no, unless, and I did say this I think on the live vlog, that I might do a review on that if I buy one, but I'm not gonna. I mean, iJoy don't send me anything since I sort of fell out with them. I don't know if I fell out with them, but we all kind of fell out a little bit when they had the falling out with Limitless. So I decided that because it was so desperately unprofessional, I wasn't going to do anything with Limitless or iJoy for a while. What else have we got? Those are insanely thick and chunky. They show me on their Instagram. Absolutely, they certainly are. Any other questions? I see that. What else have we got going on here? Have you tried the Smog Mods Mongrel Mech? Say that when you're drunk. No, I don't think I have. But I've heard things. I've heard good things. I'm sure I've heard good things about Mongrel. I'm sure I have. Certainly clouds. That's not bad, is it? 0.14 build on a 2700 battery. So the battery sag is going to be quite hefty on a 2700 at that kind of a low build. But nonetheless, it's not too shabby. Right, someone's just asked about the Athena Squonker. I'm still going on with it. Like I say, this isn't a live vlog, so I'm not going to go into it. I'm still going on with it, and I will be able to give you more information about that very soon. But I do give you some first impressions of it, I believe, in the vlog that I recorded on Monday. So go and check that out if you're interested in hearing what's happening there. But it's a mechanical, so it's not, you know, nothing's melted or gone. There's nothing really to break, to be honest with you. As long as the insulators hold out, it's all good and gravy. So what else we got going on here? When chain vaping, does it get noticeably hot? I imagine you're asking about the RDA, or are you talking about the battery? What are you talking about there? If you're chain vaping the RDA, then obviously if you've got your coils sort of pretty far out to the sides, especially if you've got something in there that needs a whole bunch of power, then you're going to be putting a lot of heat inside something metal, so that will get hot if you do chain vape it. But if you get a nice big chunky drip tip on the end of it, then you should be good and gravy. This is the right drip tip, by the way, and I've just checked that one. So if you don't like Ultim or stabilized piss, you're a little bit screwed. But having said that, you can take that drip tip out. There you go, look, professional, Dean, professional. And pop in a normal 810 goon size drip tip if you so wish. So that one's just a little orange one I got going on there, and that looks pretty funky. Have I reviewed the Recoil Rebel? Yes, I have, so you can go and check that out, Barry. That's certainly on the channel, my friend. I think it was only about a week or two ago that I looked at that as well. So, I think... will there be another vlog on Monday? Yes, there will. Unfortunately, it won't be like this because it's me and Mark are trying to figure out how we can both be on screen using the cameras and the stuff that we're using, because it's quite challenging to figure all that out. But we're trying to get our heads around technology to make that a thing. But otherwise, I hope this is something that you guys have found useful. I hope you've enjoyed a live review for a change, because it's fucking scary. Oh, it's so scary. But no, it's been a bit of a giggle, so I've certainly enjoyed doing it, and I hope that that you guys have had a laugh too. And it's been great to be able to answer some questions going straight in there. Just a couple of quick ones to finish up with. If you've got a quick question you do want to ask, then crack on. Now then, is stainless steel the only colour available? Stainless steel or black, I believe. I haven't had the black one, so I don't know how the paint holds up, or if it's anodized or whatever it is. But yeah, so stainless steel. It's a polished stainless steel though. What else we got going on here? Thank you, Dean. You rock, kind sir. Thank you very much indeed, Geronimo. That's a fantastic fucking name, by the way. OBS and then all into Zoom screen. Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Kenny. I am certainly going to be playing with that a little bit more. West End Liquid, thank you very much. I'm hoping you're saying thanks to me. You could be saying thanks to somebody else. Great show as usual. Would you mind turning the sound up? Now I can turn the sound up a little bit. I've got a little mixer going on here. Obviously, if I go closer to the microphone, I can sound like a DJ. But no, I can turn it up a little bit in the mixer. But I do get a lot of complaints from people wearing headphones about hissing sounds and all that sort of stuff, and I didn't want that to be an issue on this. So we'll have a little look and we'll see how we can make this better later on down the line. John Bonner, any plans on reviewing the Maelstrom V2? Not yet. I've not had one from Lost Vape, so no plans to at the moment. But no, all in all, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for coming with me on this little journey. I hope it was kind of interesting having the live build go on there. I mean, I don't know whether people really dig that or not, but it's something that I figured would be something that some people might like, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? And hopefully the quality and everything else will all be fine and dandy as well. But on that note, that's about it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you very, very soon. Have it large.